than 4 decades, Ed Big Daddy Rock reigns supreme as the Lord High Emperor of custom culture.
Who's your daddy?
His wild creations helped shape the American dream, inspiring generations of gearheads and artists to come.
Who's your daddy?
Is the glory days of rock, and his sons, the Rock Boys, as they roll the rock machine into the 21st century.
Who's your daddy?
This is the ugly part of car building and going to car shows. You gotta make all your own stuff to sell. It's a lonely life.
Just use the Chopper's Magazine rag, and it will actually just defoilate your skin. Did I say that right?
When chicks are talking to me, sometimes I don't even hear them. I can see their mouth moving.
Who's your daddy, baby?
Little Daddy. And this one's gonna be Little Daddy.
It's like a constant party. You know, you give him a couple of Red Bulls,
And I know how to fold some shit. All right?
a couple of Pixie Sticks. Oh, Little Daddy's happy.
I got a direct connection with the old man when I got this hat on.
Make the money and show the car. This is what it's all about.
We're out supporting Dennis with the Bonneville Big Wheel, making sure he takes a shower.
When I was at the SEMA show, a guy comes up and looks right at the car and goes, "That's a Roth car." Other people come up, you could see the question mark above their head.
Change for
But they knew it was a Roth car. People just come around the corner and see it and go, "That's a Roth car." Well, they know Dad's dead. So who is it now? Oh, it's Little Daddy.
Nice to see you. How you been? Cool. Having lots of fun? He's a good man. A little funny at times, but you know, he's a good man.
Thank you, Gene. I'll give you your $5 later. Hey, we built this thing real light, man, so we get great gas mileage. Gas prices, way too high. So we got 51 miles per gallon with the CB750, but it's lighter than a regular bike, and it goes 0 to 60 in 2.87 seconds. We'll go out and blow all the Corvettes away.
Who's your daddy?
Since the old man couldn't smell, that means like more than half of his taste was shot. My dad ate by texture and color. We go to a buffet and the old man starts loading up his plate. Well, I'm used to it. He's got chili Colorado. He's got a key lime pie on top of that and salad next to that with salad dressing all over the key lime pie and everything. Well, the guys from ZZ Top are looking at him like, Christ's sake, what's he doing? They didn't know what to think. They were almost getting sick. More than once, I had to explain to people, Big Daddy eats mountains of food, all put together because he can't taste. We'd be out in the hearse, he'd flip down the deal, we're camping. He'd make us like peanut butter and tuna sandwiches. He goes, "Here's the peanut butter, here's the tuna." He grew up eating weird shit like that. Beans and peaches. He used to love beans and peaches because he only ate by color. Beans and peaches, tuna and peanut butter sandwiches and wine. Yeah, baby. Breakfast of champions.
Who's your daddy?
Hello. You still mad at me, Uncle Bob?
I think Dennis does see Uncle Bob as a father figure in many respects.
I've known these kids since...
He looks at Dennis and sees Dad.
Were you putting me through a test?
I think he has a respect for Uncle Bob that he had for Dad in the same way.
He was Dad's satellite artwork guy in Vietnam.
And what years were you there, Bob?
69, 70. That's when Chopper's Magazine came out. I think every CI read it before I got this.
I know you would have hit me with the pinstriping pot. Shot me.
Uncle Bob has many of the same talents that Dad has. So when Dennis goes to him, they're on the same wavelength.
My problems are just starting.
Uncle Bob's always been that way. He's always been the one to hammer Dennis when Dennis needs to be hammered, because he's capable of doing that and not losing Dennis's respect.
Dad used to be the same way, and all the guys from that generation are that way.
One of the things he always said to me was, he says, "I wish I had a relationship with my kids like you had with yours." Of course, now, he wasn't always the easiest guy to get along with. If you're coming by, you gotta work.
Bob's getting old, and he knows it. You know, he wants to see if I can handle the paint jobs without him being here.
Tell him, and if he comes after 3 a.m., stop by In and Out, because you know, in our secret hideout.
When Bob says something, yeah, I respect it totally what he says. But then I think he's also trying to put me through something like Dad was. Like, you'll never finish it, or it's crap, or just leave that idea alone and don't deal with it. Well, I told Dad that a million times too when I was a kid. You know what he told me? When you build your car, you can do what you want. Here's the deal. It's not good going through a divorce because then you have no money. No money. It's over at the lawyer's office right now. Being married 3 times is like this.
Who's your daddy? The past and the present all rolled into one, with the ghost of daddy riding shotgun. Who's your daddy?
For more than 4 decades, Ed Big Daddy Roth reigns supreme as the Lord High Emperor of custom culture.
Who's your daddy?
His wild creations helped shape the American dream, inspiring generations of gearheads and artists to come.
Who's your daddy?
Is the glory days of Roth and his sons, the Roth Boys, as they roll the Roth machine into the 21st century.
Who's your daddy?
I'll always look up to the Hells Angels. Yeah, they burned down a couple of cities in Mexico, but they, they were just partying. Well, the Angels were always at the shop. They'd come there every day. In the early 60s, see, the Angels had no recognition. So what Dad brought to the Angels was this: a bitchin' logo, early recognition. The guy from Saturday Evening Post, he wrote Big Daddy was the supply sergeant to the Hells Angels. And he was basically correct.
When I think about Dennis, my earliest memories go back to when my parents got divorced. He took the brunt of Dad's craziness.
Dad was riding with the Angels. Mom did not dig it at all.
I didn't see Charlie anywhere.
He has some of my mom in him.
It's my mom, Mrs. Roth. I've got some of my mom in me, so I'm not that nutty. We got our good licks from our mom, and then the big noses we got from Dad. It was kind of a downhill throw ever since Dad designed the Hells Angels logo in '63. It led to my mom and Dad getting divorced, and when they got divorced, all my brothers lived with my mom. Then he turned Mormon after that. The old man was hard on kids. His second wife divorced him because of kids. Third wife because of the kids.
Last time I seen you, neither one of us had gray hair.
I believe that.
Here we are, 35 years later, and we're still making t-shirts, building cars, and going to the drag races. So, my mom, she don't want to do that no more.
I do not care for car shows.